Hey, what's happening YouTube? Rod J here to take a look at another beer. Thanks for swinging by to check out another video. Going to take a look at one from out of Louisiana. This is from Abita out of Abita Springs, and this is their Triple Haze. This is actually considered to be a raspberry pale lager. So I've not had this one before, so kind of interested to see what this one will taste like. Off the bottle, Triple Haze is a triple version of our famous Purple Haze. We think it's 3 times as special as the original. This raspberry golden lager is made with malted barley and wheat and hopped with German pearl hops for a delicate hop flavor. Fresh raspberry puree added after the beer is fermented fills your senses with a tartly sweet taste and aroma. Bright purple color and a swirl of haze all around. So kind of an interesting type beer. Abita culture on tap. So I've had the Purple Haze before. Gotta admit, I wasn't really thrown back as much by it, but I did want to try the Triple Haze. With that being said, let's get it open and get it into a glass. And so right now we'll get it into the glass, but as you can see, I actually have the 1 pint 6 ounce bottle, so the 22 ounce double deuce, whatever you want to call it. Nice good sized bottle there. Picked this up, I believe it was either $4.99 or $5.99. I can't remember offhand, but figured it was a pretty good deal, so why not grab it? And that's what I did. So there we go. We get it into the glass. You get that lager color you expect, the nice golden straw yellow. Do have somewhat of a haze on there, but you get it to the light and lots of lively carbonation taking place. Can clearly see that happening. Out of the light though, don't know if you can really see it too much because of that cloudiness, but you do have a lot of bubble action, which is nice to see, and is what you would expect on a lager. As far as the head itself, we see it as a 2-finger head right now. Nice white head. Actually has a little bit of rockiness to it. Some nice tiny bubbles in there. Looks to be pretty decent in itself. So as I drink this down, we'll check to see if it laces the glass any. But all in all, not a bad looking lager. Most of the lagers you usually see out there are a little more clear. So this one, like I said, has a little bit of a chill haze or a cloudiness with it. Let's see if that clears up a little bit as I drink it too. Go ahead and get the aroma. Whoa, not a bad aroma at all. Raspberries, as indicated, come right out of the glass. Nice strong sense of the aroma. This one at the 22 IBU. See if we can get some hops on the back end. Get a little bit of hop action, but really the raspberries are taking over the flavor of the aroma. A nice fruit sweetness coming out. 8% ABV as well, if I did not mention that. You also pick up some of the malts as the raspberry starts to die down a little bit. So a lot of times when you get a beer into a glass, the scent will dissipate at a pretty good rate. So you want to try to always get your aroma early if you can. But it smells kind of candy-like. Go ahead and get a taste. Interesting on the taste. You do get what I would consider to be a good amount of carbonation. Not over-carbonated, but definitely a little heavier than what you would expect on this one possibly. The mouthfeel, the flavors do get in, and you do get a nice duration of the flavors in the mouth. No astringency on the back end. It's kind of a refreshing type beer. Not too overly bitter, so it's going to be okay for someone that doesn't really like a lot of bitterness. I think they could probably handle something along these lines. Very nice wet texture, which you usually have with a lager. Crisp on the back end. So you do get some of the alcohol that does seem to bleed through. That leaves a little bit of an aftertaste there. But everything else about it is kind of pretty much lager-like. So no real complaints in that area. We do start to see some of the lacing taking place on the glass as well. It almost has, like I said, it smelled like candy. It almost has like a now and later type candy feel to it. So you get that sweetness out of it. As far as some of the ratings, Untapped actually has this one at 3.61 average bottle caps. And Beer Advocate has not had it rated as of yet. So this is one of their newer beers. And right now, there's no reviews on it out there. So I could put one in, I guess. But see how I feel later about doing that. They kind of overcomplicate some of the things with the Beer Advocate site. So really, I kind of look to see just what some of the ratings are there. And as far as rate beer, They actually have a 46 overall and a 73 for style. With the fruitiness you do get out of this one, if fruit beers aren't your thing, you may not like this one because you do have a dominance of that fruit action taking place on this beer. But if you like to try fruit beers once in a while, I would say maybe you want to give this one a shot, especially if you like raspberries. But all in all, it's an okay lager. And now, lagers aren't my favorite type of beers usually. I probably have them behind wheat beers. That's probably the two lower type of beers I usually prefer to drink. But, you know, as you build your palate, you want to try different flavors out there. So I'm always willing to try different styles. This one, as far as being a lager, I think it does deliver. But would I drink it again? For me, I'm going to say maybe. It's a possibility. I wouldn't go out and seek it out, but if it was somewhere where I was at the time, then I may go ahead and enjoy this one. Things like some of the Leinenkugel beers and the Blue Moons, I'm not a huge fan of, so this kind of goes into those kind of group. And if you do like those type of beers, though, then you probably will like this one. So if you happen to see it out there, you know, give it a shot. But I think it delivers what it's supposed to deliver, and it stood up the way it's supposed to stand up for that category and what they were going for. So the rating I'm actually going to give this beer is going to be, I'm going to give it a B-. I think it's a good rendition of what they were shooting for as that raspberry type lager. It's got a uniqueness about it, but I don't think it's going to be a play that everybody's going to probably enjoy. But I give them a B-. Definitely a good attempt out of the gate with this one. And if you've had this one before, let me know. Put some comments in the comment section. Love to hear your feedback. Again, this is the Triple Haze, which is the Triple Purple Haze from Abita Brewing out of Louisiana. Well, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and say cheers. If you like the video, please make sure you always hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, as always, please make sure you subscribe to stay up to speed on other videos. And hopefully catch up with you in the next video. So with that, cheers. Look forward to seeing you next time. And as always, keep drinking good craft beer.